Hopefully we'll have some people in here tonight. Hopefully it's happening to me. Wait, that's not what it says. Hopefully it's happening to me. Running from up. That's cold.
What?
The air conditioning.
Yeah.
It's a little chilly. Like I said, you're gonna have to move a little so that I don't like squash you. Seagulls, stop it, please. Ooh, ah, ooh, ooh, ah, ooh, ah. Jason's putting something together. That is not mine. What's up, what's up?
Who's in there?
Henry and Mark.
Hi, Henry. Hi, Mark.
Stop it, please. Ooh, ah, ooh, 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 ah, ooh, ooh, ah.
Okay, Robin, before you get his copyright.
Whatever.
What? What? That was the shelf.
No, the dog. The dog just stepped on my foot. Oh, wait. Where's the...
Oh, the microphone's not plugged in.
It is. But...
But is it really?
Is it really? Nope, it is not really. Hey, now. Stop it, please. Ooh, ah, ooh, 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 ah. Alright, let's see if that makes a difference.
Can you hear that?
Which glasses are these?
I don't know.
This desk is a mess. Desk is a mess. Where did the trash can go?
She's been right there by your feet.
Nope.
No, she put it over here, but she didn't put it in mine or anything.
Stop it, please. Ooh, ah. I know, I'm not supposed to be singing that.
Oh,
I know.
Marine down.
Marine down. Who's down?
The bear.
The bear.
The bear is down. The marine bear is down.
Oh, we apologize. We came in kind of late. And so we're just trying to get organized here. We got a shelf for all of our camera equipment. And rather than wait until after the show, Jason wanted to take care of it now. So
After the show, I'm going to eat dinner and go to bed.
amen.
It's been a day.
It has been a day. We're going to tell you all about it. If we get anybody else in here.
Let's scoot up for a second.
I can only scoot so much because
This is one of those times I'm kind of regretting losing the weight
why?
because I got to lean into this.
Oh, yeah, it's one of those where you have to like. Huh? It gets warm, but not warm enough to worry about it.
That is kind of salty.
Yes. Did you lick it? salt. Definitely real salt. Out to the beach I'm strolling. Why can't I get that out of my head? Just can't seem to get it out of my head.
What?
Nothing.
Now we get the cinnamon smell too.
That's a little weird.
Why?
Because now it's going to be cinnamony.
That might be fresh. I'm just gonna put all of this just right here for right now, the time being.
Did you get that camera that was right there?
Yep,
Good.
it's all over there right now. Up and out of the way.
We got Mark and we got Henry in here right now.
Well, have they told us if they can hear us?
No,
Or not?
all I've got is hey and hi, y'all.
Can y'all hear us? Can you hear us?
Hey, is my phone over there? Niana, hello, hello. No, that's yours.
Hey, Niana, can you hear us?
Up to the beach. Ah, give me another song.
Yes. Niana says they can hear us. Is
Awesome
the
song.
AC unit too loud?
Cause I can turn it down a little bit.
We can turn it down a notch.
Can
Turn
hear
it.
you.
Turn it down a notch.
Turn it down a notch. Turn it down a notch.
All right.
No, it's not too loud.
Okay. Which one is mine?
This one right here.
Thank you. You need to make little coasters.
Yeah, I need it because it's better when it's on the wood than the.
What'd you say? Too
Too hot to turn it down. It's not that bad in here, but the thing is like we have it on the like high mode. We could like, it's really starting to be kind of comfortable and homey in here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really enjoying it.
Well, I mean,
why
that-
didn't you put the tripod on there?
Because I was looking at the shelves
Uh-huh.
and I don't know. I mean, for one, this one is not. I can go like that.
We got the shelving unit because we have all of our camera stuff is out in the living room. We've had it in different random bookcases and stuff, and now that we actually have an office area in here, we had a friend of ours. We went to go to their birthday party this past weekend, and she was putting together one of these shelves, and she's like, yeah, I only spent like $40 on it. And I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. Well, then when we went to Walmart, they had another one that was only $30. And so it serves the purpose of what we needed. We wanted to get everything up off the ground and have it organized.
Yeah.
And so it definitely definitely makes a difference.
Stand tall, little dog. Takes your time. But I mean, yes, it's definitely, now that it's mostly just, for the most part, Robin and I, we have gotten to the age where things have to be in their place or we're going to forget where they are. I'm keeping it real. There's been many times it's like, where is this? Where is this? Where is this? And it's not where it's supposed to be.
Well, yeah, I mean, like just something as simple as the last couple of, like, probably over a week now, on and off, we've been struggling with pigs. And having a flashlight, like knowing where the flashlight is, which reminds me, I gotta get it on the charger. Knowing where the flashlight is very important. And so...
Well, I mean, we told you guys, and Robin shot a video. We just got to get it edited. I think you guys are going to be really cool, but like I said, we're probably going to be putting just one video out a month right now as we're going through this transition period, where we're trying we're looking at our homestead and saying, is this compatible for 70-year-old Jason, 70-year-old Robin? And if the answer is no, we're making the decision of, okay, let's pay it.
Fix it?
Can we fix it to where it can be compatible for 70-year-old Jason and Robin? Or do we need to pay it forward and find a young family that is just getting started, which we have, and pay it forward? Like we gave them 3 pigs last Thursday, piglets, because one, they're just getting started, getting going. They also have a Yorkshire mix sow over there that they can breed with our line. Let's put it like that, because they're their pigs now, and we just want to make sure that Robin and I can go over there and buy 2 or 3, 4 piglets a year, whatever we want to raise that year. Be careful of that.
I don't want to see that. I don't like that very much.
For whatever we want to raise that season, and then just raise those up during the summertime, butcher them in the wintertime, and be done with it.
Well, you're going to get a surprise for a second.
One of the things that we're probably not going to change, because I think we all get a little bit of enjoyment out of it, is having the dairy. You're going to have to come off of that
I know,
shelf.
but I've got to come off of your foot.
Is dairy cows. I think we're always going to have dairy cows here. We, at the end of the day, we get too much. The benefit outweighs
way too much
the
effort.
The effort. Since it, and just by being completely 100% transparent, one of the things is we now have a current addiction to homemade frozen yogurt. You take some strawberries that you grow, blueberries that you grow, or kiwi or raspberries or whatever, and you blend them puppies up and you put them in that yogurt and you freeze it. I promise you, you will be
Think
like,
twice about eating yogurt or eating ice cream.
I'll never eat ice cream again.
Yep, I agree.
And it's really good for you with all the probiotics and everything that's in there. So that's one of the reasons why we're not going to give up the dairy cow. Plus, forward thinking, we will be grandparents at some point, and so it's going to be a great, healthy treat for our grandkids, where our kids can be like, "Don't you give me any ice cream?" Be like, we got you. No ice cream. Just load them up on frozen yogurt.
You don't need to add sugar to it either, because the fruit provides the natural sugar. So
we're definitely, like I said, we're really going through everything on the homestead, and we've really adopted this younger family. When I say younger, I'll put it to you this way: the year I graduated high school, the mom was born. That's how I can keep up with her age. How long have I been out of high school? 30 years. She just turned 30.
Yep.
They also have absolutely no problem reminding me.
No, every chance they get, they remind you.
Yeah, which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm going to. It's really a blessing being able to pour into them, and to see they're in the beginning stages of their homestead, and watching them grow and develop and try things that Robin and I never thought about trying, or never had the courage to try. Like they're doing rabbits, and they have a rabbit that got out of its cage, and he's a free-range rabbit now. And so he's been out a couple months, I think.
Over a month.
Yeah, I saw him tonight.
Yeah.
And
he still comes by and eats and chills, but he is most definitely free range. He is not in a cage.
Yep.
But he knows where the food's coming from.
Mm-hmm.
So he doesn't have to forage too much.
And so that's kind of cool. We would have never had the courage.
Just to let you know, Gizmo was barking, but he's still in and no one's out. So, he's barking ants.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So that's something that and I think we're going to do a video about that. We've gotten some new stuff from Gallagher, and we've been fighting a problem with Gizmo, and
It got solved today.
I finally, you know how sometimes you have an idea of something and you're like, I think this will work, but then you never really speak up about it. You just kind of like let things go. And I think Jason does this a lot. Like the other day, we've been struggling with pigs, and we were talking about this morning. Just when you think you know them and you've got it under control, they show you something new. Like they do something different. It's like.
Well, we got blessed this weekend with by some goose hunters. We had 27 geese that we had to clean, and we shared it with this young family, and Carol's boyfriend came over, and we gave him a little bit too, just to be nice. I don't know what I was thinking, giving that boy some goose meat.
You're crazy. He helped out a lot. That boy came to work. He brought a electric fillet knife. He was cutting them breasts out.
Yeah, electric fillet knife. What kind of slack job is that? By the way, that's better be underneath the tree from you.
Exactly, right. And you were getting ready to talk about the goose. I was even talking about, even before that, like backing up. Like, we legit have been struggling with pigs for almost 2 weeks now.
I really don't like the fact that you're using struggling, because struggling is not really the right word.
Okay, what's the word?
We were being hard-headed. We should have just moved that fencing the very first couple of times that he got out. Well, here's a new thing that that I feel like we learned about pigs. We know goats and cows are herd animals.
Mm-hmm.
most of the time with a pig, you can pull him away from the group of pigs. He's not going to care.
Well, because most of the time pigs are raised, I mean, unless they're out in the wild, most people, they raise one or two. But in the past, you guys have seen in videos, we've had like 10 or 15 in an area. And up until this past year, that was what we did. And then over the winter last year, we started thinning out our population to where we only had...
Yeah. And with it still being so hot at night, most of the time they want to spread out, be away from one another, be in some cool mud. Well, we pulled all the females away from Han.
Except for Pinky. We left Pinky with him, remember?
Yeah, we
first.
left Pinky with him at first. Well, Pinky decided no, she was not going to be around him anymore. I guess
they had a fight.
I guess he was dreaming about another sow and maybe said her name in the middle of the night while they were sleeping or something, because Pinky, this was so weird. She brought herself all the way up to where the other females are that were, because I had them separated by the order in which I was going to slaughter. And she jumped and climbed in over the metal grating and the pallets to get in with the other girls.
Into a hard fencing pen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Went through electric fencing and climbed into a hard fencing pen. Yeah. It was crazy. We were like...
He must have said another girl's name in the middle of lovemaking or...
something.
Let out some... some stuff while he was sleeping, or she found I don't know, big panties or phone number or something, because she won't even look at him now. He comes up here and he's like, but it wasn't me. It wasn't me, and she's not hearing it. And some of the other female pigs, they're like, you did that to our girl, and so no, get away. And so he tries to lift the grates up and tries to do all kinds of things, but it's the weirdest thing. It's like he is heartbroken and he's trying to get his girlfriend back, because he tries to come up there
every night
and he'll just sleep beside their pen and just park himself.
When he is talking, like he's talking to her,
yeah,
and they back and forth. And if we didn't plan on butchering them all, I would have already said put her back with him. But we don't want her to get pregnant, and then we have piglets in in a couple months. And so, but yeah, I mean, it's the craziest thing. The first couple of nights, he like literally flipped the grate and let everybody out.
Yeah. We
woke up and there were pigs everywhere. And then, of course, Gizmo's right there beside him, and he's going crazy trying to, rip through the fence to get to him.
It was just, it's, to me, I mean, we've been doing pigs a long time, and I've never seen them behave like they're monogamous.
Now, I've seen boars come up to a female pen, and I don't know if you remember this, but we've actually seen a female put herself in with the male. So we've seen that before.
But I've never...
But it was for breeding purposes.
Yeah. I have never seen... He literally acts... He is literally acting like a middle school kid, a junior high school kid that had his first girlfriend and she broke up with him.
Yep.
Like, he's hanging outside the house trying to sing love ballads.
And he'll get tired of like talking to him, and he'll just lay down like, I'm just gonna lay here.
Just gonna lay here until you talk to me.
And even when like we're trying to like get him up and get him moving, he still will hang out Like, he won't go far.
And he'll start talking then like, oh, baby, I love you. They're pushing me away, but I love you. I'm
Yeah.
so sorry.
It's so funny.
So I don't know what he did to make her mad, but he is
She
acting,
ain't having it.
She ain't having it. He's acting like a heartbroken fool.
Yeah,
Um,
it's pretty interesting.
but it's so fast forward till this weekend, and we got blessed with 27 geese that we had to clean. And like I said, we shared it with that Homestead family and Luke. But we took with a wild goose, you're really only getting to be able to harvest anything. The breasts are very large. And so you fillet the breasts out, and then you have just the
Thigh and
drumstick,
leg.
just and a little bit of meat on the thigh. The wings, there's like no meat worth the effort on the wings. And so we decided to feed the wings and the neck to the pigs. Well, the female, we dropped, I don't know, 5, 6,
5 or
7
6 of them.
in there with the females, and they went to town. They were
Tore 'em
like,
up.
oh, it's manna from heaven. They tore it up. They ate feathers and all.
Yep.
And we're absolutely
Hey,
loving
Tim.
it. What's up, Tim? And I said, okay, well, Han's probably pushing 800-900 pounds, so I took him 2. He ate on one a little bit, but again, he's like acting like a heartbroken
Little boy.
and
Yeah.
it was like he's on a hunger strike. So he ate a little bit of it and chewed on a little bit of it, and so now I got to go pick up what he didn't eat, and
It's starting to smell.
and I got to go dispose of it, and so
Are you canning any meat? Not goose. We put it all in the freezer, correct? But
I'm gonna eat it too fast. So
I have made beef stew, which I'm probably going to can tomorrow. And I have already canned like 14 or 15 quart jars of bone broth.
yeah, because we took
Oh, and I did 7 quarts of vegetable beef soup. Because if you've never sent a cow to butcher, they will ask you like for bones and stuff. And there's like obviously oxtail contains bone. You get soup bone. You get marrow bone. And then you get beef bone, at least with ours. And the beef bone is usually just enough on, it's like basically the bone where they didn't quite scrape off all the beef. And at first I took some soup bones and put them in, and I thought that was going to be for broth. Like I figured that's what those were. But once they cooked down, there was a considerable amount of meat left in the broth. And I looked at Jason and I was like, on this next batch, because I let the meat sit out for a little bit too long, so I just gave it to the pigs because I didn't want to can anything questionable. So then with the next batch that came through, I went ahead and took all the meat and put it in the jars with the broth, put some mixed vegetables, and so now we have like 7 quarts of feeding Gizmo. Now we have 7 quarts of beef soup, vegetable beef soup too. So, but we haven't canned any like just straight up meat.
Well, you're getting ready to make the chunky beef soup, aren't you?
I made it.
Oh, you made it?
Yeah, it just needs to be canned
with the stew meat?
with the stew meat. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's in a big stock pot in that fridge.
Yeah.
So
We're basically trying to make a lot of different things, like get all the stew meat cooked and in canning jars,
All the
as
beef
beef
broth,
stew.
beef
Make
stock.
because deer season snuck up on me. We're in deer season already, so I had to pull my bow out and practice a couple of arrows here in the next little bit, because rifle season is going to be opened up before I know it, and I want to put some deer
Venison in the rotation.
in the rotation, and then come December trapping season starts, and I really want to get some beaver in this year to kind of lighten the load of, because beef is through the roof right now, pork is climbing, and so we're gonna focus hardcore.
Meat press.
What do you say?
Do you ever still use the meat press? What's the meat press?
Oh yeah, I need to start using that again.
What is it?
For the ham.
Oh, the canister.
Yeah.
Yeah. Niana asked, I wonder if I can buy bones from the processor. Absolutely, you can. I am sure. Because a lot of times people don't do that. Like, they don't keep the bones. Depending on who's getting stuff done, they may not have the space.
You know what we need to cook this week? Because we have not sat down and made a menu for this week.
I haven't made a menu for a while.
But we've got we got 2 halves of beef heart in there.
Yeah, we do.
How many of you guys eat beef liver?
Wait, I don't want the heart. I thought you were talking about the tongue. I mean, I guess we can eat the heart, but it's a muscle.
We ate it before.
It's tough. You gotta cook it low and slow.
Yep. How many of you guys eat beef liver? If you do, I would love some recipes. Because with beef liver is really high in vitamins and proteins, and different things like that. Just like, the more I'm learning with nutrition and on this fitness journey, the more I'm learning how valuable organs are. Kidneys and the liver, heart. Like I probably this year when we process pigs, I think I'm going to try the pig heart. The beef heart was really good. Deer heart is good. And so I'm thinking pork heart should be pretty good too. People eat chicken hearts and chicken livers, right? And so I think we're throwing away a valuable resource when it comes to the heart with the pork. And let's be honest, anything's really good when you wrap it in bacon, right?
Yes.
But I would love to get some. I can stomach liver, like how some people make it with liver and onions. I can stomach that, but there are some people that absolutely just love liver, and they tell you that you're just not cooking it right. And so I would love to get a hold of some recipes, because when it comes down to it, when you process a cow, their liver is so big, you get a lot. When they process it out, you get a lot of liver. And if it's something that I can have in the evening one time, or maybe I need to dehydrate it and make it like a beef jerky kind of thing, or I don't know. Has anybody ever tried the kidneys? Has anybody ever eaten kidneys before? Have you ever eaten them? Then why are you making that face? It could end up being your most favorite thing ever, and you're making that face. You pull your mom out. If you hungry, you gonna eat it. And so I was just the more I'm learning, the more I'm thinking I'm going to be very interested in trying some of these recipes because at the end of the day, I look at it as if I try it.
Man, when he does text, that's a zinger. Yeah, we don't have room to raise large animals. Yeah, I get it. But you know, some of those things, again, the butcher might come off of.
Well, here's the thing that I have learned over the years. There are times. Get in good with your local butcher, processor. Make sure he's a mom and pop kind of thing, not somebody that does a whole lot of volume. Especially, you know, it's the guy that does deer processing and pig processing, you know, and even talk to the guys that do cows. Because I know Happy Valley, if you call up there and you say, hey, anybody not pick up their cow, or did anybody not pick up their pig? And they will sell it to you for the cost of what the processing bill was, because they have no money in that animal except for they just want their processing bill paid. There's been many times that I've gone to deer processors and for $90 I got 2 deer. Now I couldn't pick my cuts. It was whatever that person ordered. But sometimes people will drop deers off at the processor and either mess around and can't afford the processing bill, or they just get hunting and they end up processing some on their own, and then all of a sudden they're like, I can't go pick this deer up, I ain't got no room for it. And so people get stuck with it. You know, the processing people get stuck with it, and they just want to make their money for the processing. And so they'll tell you, yeah, I got 3. Give me $90, you can have all 3. You know, and sometimes the longer it sits there in their freezer, the more likely they're having to come off of some of the price, because they need the freezer space. So that's something always check with them like that. And then, you know, tell them, hey, if you got somebody that doesn't want the bones, or doesn't want the liver, or doesn't want the tongue, or doesn't want the heart. Not many people, when they take their cow in, request the liver, the heart, or the tongue. And so if you want to do beef tongue tacos and you want to have beef heart and stuff, hit them up and say, hey, because they could literally maybe charge you $10 or $20 for that heart or whatever.
Yep.
And it was because they were just going to throw it away. And so you get a good heart, and they made $20 and saved some space in their gut pile, or you know, whatever it is that they have to put it in.
Right.
And then of course there's going to be times that, because if you go to a processor, you'll always notice that they'll say any meat left after X amount of days there's a fee, and then after that they have another right up, and then after this we'll sell it to anybody.
Yep.
You know, and so that's always a good way that if, you know, a lot of you guys don't have the space to be able to raise big livestock, or don't have the time, or don't have the ability to be there to be able to babysit it, but yet you want to eat good meat, and you want, because even if they grain fed that cow all day long, you're still going to get a healthier cow coming from a mom and pop butcher than you are getting the stuff out of the store, because that mom and pop butcher is going to be more careful, and there's going to be less cross contamination, blah blah blah, and all that other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
What's got your interest?
I was just looking at recipe.
What did Arthur say?
He said I was the only one that would eat pig brains and scrambled eggs with my grandfather. I don't think I could do brains.
I don't know if I could do brains.
A lot of hunters around here donate meat to the needy.
That's one of the things that I'm trying to figure out how to. Remember, we talked to you guys about the children in our area, and that was one of the things that I was talking to the Goose guys about how to. I'm trying to. It's in the baby stages. I'm trying to figure out how, one, we stay protected, that we don't lose everything because we're trying to help, and somebody just wants to make a quick buck and try to sue somebody. What's the matter?
Just trying to get that out of the screen because it was focusing on that, not on us. So we were
Okay.
kind of fuzzy. Ah, don't do that. The dog is licking my foot. She's trying to lick my toes.
And because I would like to be able to set up something, if nothing else, just for the summertime, with a lot of these kids, and figure out how to get a program going to where we can feed them
Right.
during the summertime, a minimum of one meal, if not two. Because right now in school, with them being in school,
Jennifer Ocean Homestead, what's up?
the way that our county is set up, everybody gets free breakfast, free lunch. And so these kids are eating, they're getting 2 meals a day
At least getting 2 meals a day.
on the county. And I would love to be able to try to figure out a way to be able to maybe set something up to kind of mirror that, and also teach these kids some basic, this is where your food comes from stuff,
Right.
and get them to be able to maybe in their backyard, maybe get them to start growing a little garden, and
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that. But that, for living in one of the richest nations in the world, and it's supposed to be the freest nation in the world, it is so hard to help children in need, get children out of abusive situations
Neglectful situations.
and to adopt children in this country. I don't know. I can't wrap my brain around why that is so hard to do. Why?
Money, 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 money. Money.
I'm trying.
Money, 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 money.
I know you're right.
Money.
I know you're right. What'd she say?
Wow, going to school, public school, I never in my life had any schools give food or even have a cafeteria. High school had a cafeteria, but kindergarten through grade 8, everyone had to bring their own lunch. I'm curious how old you are. Because by the time I got to school, you definitely. Now, I was in private school when I was in Maryland, and in Maryland, we did not have a cafeteria. No, we did have a cafeteria. Yeah, we had a cafeteria. So, but I was an 80s kid. Like, I went to school. What?
Every school had a cafeteria.
But what she's saying is they didn't. She said, I never in my life have had any schools give food or even have a cafeteria.
Where'd you eat lunch?
And I lived in the suburbs.
When I was in,
And she's in her 30s.
when I was in high school, we had to pay. I had to pay. It was like $1 or $2.
Yeah.
And I think mine was usually 3 or 4 because I was always a super skinny kid back then, and I was always trying to put weight on, and so I was getting
Like double portions.
double portions.
Yeah.
But I had to pay.
Yeah, I did too.
Now, if you were below an income level,
Yes. You
you
qualified.
qualified for free lunch, free breakfast.
Yeah.
But I never got breakfast because I ate at home. But
Niana said you could do free babysitting at like every third Saturday or something like that.
yeah, it was. We really we have to sit down with an attorney and probably I also want to sit down with DFACS and say, look, we know this is a need in our community.
In our county, yeah.
How do we go about setting something up, but in a way that we protect ourselves
Yeah.
as well?
Like, is there something we can do through the county that the county would,
Yeah. And so it's, I don't know.
No schools in the city or suburbs where I'm from have a cafeteria until high school, which is grade 9. I grew up in Windsor, which is on the other side of Detroit, most southern part. Canada. Everyone brought lunch from home or you didn't eat. Maybe it's because it's Canada.
I was gonna say, I remember even back in junior high in South Georgia, we had a cafeteria.
Mm-hmm.
We had taco days because I remember our teacher used to. The teachers had to sit with you at the table because you went together as a class, in junior high. And I always used to tilt my head and lean into my taco. And I guess I leaned a little bit too close to her one day and she said, "Ah!" Right upside my
Yeah,
head.
that would not happen now.
And,
Most definitely would not happen now.
But But see, in all honesty, there's probably something to that. Bring your lunch.
Art said, I well remember carrying my lunch to school. I would eat outside or in the hall if it was raining. Of course, I'm an old fart.
Yeah.
There's a lot of places in Canada with cafeterias, but not where I lived. I never even heard of it until high school, and that's crazy.
That's crazy, but cool. So, what, if you brought your lunch, I guess you guys just ate in the classroom?
Yeah, she said they bring it. Or no, it just said everyone had to bring their own lunch. Yeah. Oh, yeah, and eat it in their classroom. Yeah.
So, here's one of the things that I'm starting to be more and more entertained by, more and more entertained's not the right word. Fascinated may be the right word, but fascinated and furious.
Fascinated and furious.
Yeah. Some of the stuff, a good portion of the food that we have in our grocery stores and that is being served to our children in the public schools. If you go across the pond and probably even into Canada, they ban those foods.
Oh, I'm sure. Because we're trying to feed the most children we can for the least amount of money that we have to
They
spend.
ban a lot of their processed foods. And all, if you start looking at the way different countries view food and the way that they eat, now this is not going to be a popular opinion, but I really dig how Italy and France view food and how they go about it through the day. Their lunch break from work averages about 2.5
It's like Mexico. It's a siesta. Like they take a siesta. It's like in the middle of the afternoon.
Because it starts with like cheese and crackers, and they're around a table. There's a lot of conversation. There's wine is a thing. They don't have to tell somebody don't drink in excess because
they don't.
They
Right.
don't do it. But it is its own. Entertainment's not the right word, but it's its
Eating
own,
is more societal. Like
it's social. Yeah.
it's more of a social thing where everybody kind of like gets together and Canada has a lot of toxic garbage, but certain things are banned, like raw milk. We have to buy cancer-causing pasteurized milk. At least in the U.S., you can buy and sell raw milk. Well,
Yeah, depending on the state, you can't buy it and sell it here, unless you put a sticker on it and buy an $80 license, and the sticker has to say "not for human
not for
consumption."
human consumption.
And by rights, if I find out that you're using it for human consumption, I'm supposed to not sell it to you anymore. So,
And you can't cross state lines
yeah, I can't
because
go.
then you'll get federal issue.
Yeah, then you'll go to federal prison.
No.
Because you can go across the river because we live real close to South Carolina.
South Carolina,
South
you can.
Carolina, you can buy and sell
Raw
raw
milk.
milk. But if I go over to South Carolina and buy said raw milk and try to bring it into Georgia,
I could get in trouble.
I could get in trouble.
Yep. Theoretically. Hypothetically.
So back to this morning and this morning's events. We had an absolute Monday today.
Gosh, did we? It
I
started
mean,
at 6.
Started at 06 and it didn't really end until
12.
I don't know, 2-3 o'clock really, when we finally got the whole situation with Gizmo under control.
Yes, but we were out of the house
Mhm.
from 6 to 12. We did not come in except for a couple of potty breaks.
Yeah. When I get ready to tell you, we had just about every animal on the loose this morning.
Not an exaggeration.
It's really not an exaggeration.
No.
The only ones that we didn't really have on the loose were the new piglets and the four females. Han, our breeding boar, who's pretty much just a cow on short legs.
Yep. Big boy.
He kind of knows that when the weather gets cold, he's going to be a bunch of sausage.
No.
He's getting up there in age. He's lived a very
Happy and productive life.
productive life.
Mhm.
We're pretty much hitting the reset button when it comes to pigs. We worked very hard to get this bloodline where it is. The marbling is really nice with these Hampshire Berkshires,
But
cost effective wise to be able to get bacon,
their torso is not.
it's not as
Long enough.
long, and they're just not.
Unless you grow them a long time, and then at that point you're, like Han is pretty long torso, but he's also like 6 years old.
Yeah, but in comparison to like a Yorkshire, he's really not. It's not that long. But the problem is the fat. The fat is it's marbling into a lot of the muscle,
meat.
and so it's really not getting stored in the belly, or we're not even really getting a good amount of leaf lard out of them. And so the marbling is great, the flavor is great, but I like bacon.
Fat.
I like bacon.
And I like being able to have the lard to be able to cut up and add to sausage.
Yeah,
and to
that was going to be the next thing. We really like making our own sausage, and we want to get into making the hard salami, the lemon and bologna, the pepperoni, all the other stuff. But we gotta have
fat.
more fat
Oh.
to be able to put in there, and so we're hitting the reset button. We gave this bloodline to that family, so that way we'll buy a couple of piglets from them every year.
Perpetuate that, yeah.
And they can continue to keep this bloodline going and even perfect it even more. The husband and the wife, they have just super good head on their shoulders, and I think that they will.
Well, they'll probably breed that sow, and they may, pardon me, but they may be able to breed a longer belly.
Yeah, and I know they're going to be in the market, and I'm trying to help them find it. Another female, because we gave them 2 females, but they're kind of
Close in age.
close in
DNA.
in DNA that it may be best for them to just, like I told him, I said, because he asked me about it, and I said, technically you might be okay, but let's be on the lookout for another one.
And then you just swap.
And then you just raise one up, slaughter it, and be done with it. But they can definitely look at their piglets, and then they're going to go, okay, I like the way that one's looking, I like the way that one's looking, let's breed this one. Just same way that we did.
Right.
And they'll get very good at recognizing those traits to be able to keep them going. Of course, we'll always be here until the day that we die to help them. But we can grab a couple breeders of Yorkshires, or some other Baconer breeds where we can have the nice long belly. Because I definitely want to get into. I'm a lunch meat guy.
Yeah.
I love sandwiches, but the stuff that's passing for lunch meat nowadays
Kinda
is
gross.
kind of disgusting. That's why we did that one video about making your own ham, and it come out ugly as all get out.
But it tasted good.
But on the flip side, it didn't really last that long, and so.
But that screams to me the amount of preservatives that have to be in lunch meat, because we could not believe how quickly that ham went bad.
Yeah.
Like, we were floored.
Yeah.
But yeah, so.
And so that's another thing that it's going to have to be with that canister is make the ham.
I wonder if we smoked it.
After we boiled it? I mean, what's the worst that could happen?
Feed it to the pigs.
What?
Feed it to the pigs. Which everybody thinks is cool that we're feeding pork to pigs, but whatever. Okay, I have to go. We're getting ready to go ourselves. We gotta.
So, but yeah, there's a lot coming down the pike with that. So, you guys, thanks for coming in and hanging out with us this week. Again, like I said, videos are going to come out probably about once a month right now, because we are in this transitional phase of pretty much looking at our homestead now and going, one, it's only going to be Robin and I. Two, 70 and 80-year-old Jason and Robin are still going to want to be out there planting tomatoes and planting what? What did he say?
He said I would think you could smoke it.
Yeah, and we're still going to want to, look, as long as I'm alive, I'm going to want to have a tomato sandwich. You know, especially when we make our own mayonnaise.
Yeah.
You know, homegrown tomato. I'm thinking about getting one of those wheat grinders for either attachment to go on the grinder or on the KitchenAid. So then that way we can just buy some wheat berries and make our own bread.
Yep.
Because, here's something else, okay? A lot of you guys know that, you know, I just kicked type 2 diabetes right in its no-no square. Well, this weekend I had a birthday party that we went to for children of that young Homestead family. And they had sandwiches there, but it was on the white bread. And of course cake, and I stupidly drank
2 sodas.
2 sodas. When I tell you that my body rejected all of that, and I got I don't want to say super sick, but I literally felt like my eyeballs were fixing to pop out like Glenn's did in The Walking Dead. It got very hard with my TBI. It got very hard for me to complete a sentence. And I was just miserable the rest of the day. I did not sleep well. When I woke up Sunday, I still was having a hard time completing a thought.
Mm-hmm.
And being able to communicate. So I had to stay home from church. And just, it was until like later on this afternoon that I really started kind of feeling like myself again. So there is definitely something to that when you are putting the good stuff in your body and your body gets used to it, and then you eat some garbage.
Yes.
It was. I mean, you said you even felt it.
Mine was in my inflammation.
Yeah.
I feel like, and even before, because I was laughing, we went over to go talk to the family that we were doing geese with yesterday, and the husband mentioned, he's like, man, my forearms were, and I was like, oh, that's why my arms, because normally we're working out at the gym, so I know where it's coming from, but we didn't go to the gym today. And I was like, gosh, my arms are really sore. And now I know why. I had completely forgotten that we were like ripping the skin open to be able to get through those and cut those breasts open. And, but yeah, I noticed before that, when I woke up that morning, before we went and got the geese, I noticed that my joints, like my knees and my fingers and like all of that, was a little bit more, there was a lot more snap, crackle, pop, and a lot more uncomfortable, inflammation. So, but yeah. All right, well, There's some bacon calling my name. I can smell it.
When do you think we'll have that video out?
Well, I have to film,
Oh yeah, we still got some more filming to do.
but we can do that in the morning.
because of more process. So probably in the next
Within the next week, probably.
week or two,
Yeah.
we'll have a video coming out. You guys are not going to want to miss this video. Robin stumbled across something. Whether
That's
you're
really cool.
whether you're on a 21-acre farm, 21-acre homestead, or you're living in an apartment doing container gardening, this little thing that Robin found is going to catapult your gardening experience. And
Very
it'll
cool.
catapult you in 24 hours.
That's the little nugget.
There's a nugget. So, thank you guys for coming and hanging out with us. We're going to go eat dinner. Members, we are definitely going to try. Wait a minute, I got pool therapy on Thursday, right?
Yeah, but in the morning.
In the morning.
8 a.m.
Okay, so we should be able to have our members.
No, Wednesday. You don't have it Thursday.
Either way, we should be able to have our members only live stream on Thursday. We're going to be shooting for
Mid afternoon.
Evening.
Late afternoon, early evening.
early evening time.
Yep.
Come hang out with y'all. If you guys want to be a part of that, go ahead and hit that membership and join. It's for Panda Bear and above, the second tier and up. And so it's been a long time since we've been able to have a conversation with our members. So this one's probably going to be extended. This one's probably going to be a long chat with them.
Yep.
And
So we look forward to
so looking
seeing
forward to
y'all.
having that. So we will see you guys next week. Y'all keep planting, keep doing your thing, keep your head on a swivel, and keep in prayer, especially for this country and what we got coming down the pipe. Stay in your Bibles, stay in your garden, and we'll see you next week. God bless. Me. Okay, this is the part that everybody loves because we know Jason has to run his soup cooler for a little bit while he's doing the end screens, which I kind of wonder if Robin goes back and puts videos in the end screens. I bet she doesn't, y'all. I think you guys should light up the comments in this video when it comes out. Hey, Robin, where are we supposed to go to next?